What is up, friends, foes, and members of the Omni Council? My name's Daimien Kamiya and I'm the Omni King, and you know what? Today, we're going weapon out. Let's go. I keep forgetting I have some of these emotes, so... Generally, I just want to get into the game, right? So... But yeah, I'm excited because not only do I finally get to do this, but... One of the big things I've also really been excited about in regards to this is once I beat Act 2, I gain access to Sumeru commissions. So I'm really excited to be able to start Sumeru commissions. My team comps have changed around again. Let's just get into the game here so I can show you what I mean. Oops, wrong audio. There we go. All right. So, my first one didn't change. It's still the same. Nahida, Ayato, Shinobu, Noelle. That's probably not changing unless something better than Noelle comes out. Preferably Fire. But Noelle's slot, like, back when this was Bennett only existed as a functional team member when Child was on cooldown. Well, Ayato doesn't have that problem Child did. So these three function as such a solid core. Noelle just kind of serves as a need to survive when Shinobu's getting low. Right? And that's when this character needs to be at least some form of minor healer. That's a fact. It doesn't have to be Noelle. Noelle's just good because she's a defensive healer. She's a healing tank. Right, so like I know I can solo on her to get like Shinobu up and running for the rest of the team. So this is D-Luke's position is still a little bit iffy, but yeah, this whole thing has changed now. So kind of basically Raiden's the support, and then I switch to whatever character I feel like is necessary. Both Seiyu and D-Luke can kind of switch between because of how Raiden's thing is, but because Child is based off a cooldown, if I switch off of him, I basically have to commit to the others until the cooldown resets. But it is nice, like, I like Child because I like having access to bow if I need it. This is my mage team. I say that with quotes because these three are all mages. And that actually functions well. Layla may not be a mage. She's a sword user, not a caster. But she's effectively a cryo caster. Like, let's be real. With the way her cooldowns are and her abilities, she's effectively a cryo caster. I was doing dailies the other day or just exploring or something. I was running this team. And oh my god, between all the attacks and skills and stuff, like between Miko's skills, bolting lightning, and Yang Fei's attacks. I think I was active on Yang Fei. I had Layla's shield up. I was literally juggling an enemy. Every hit was sending him higher until he just effectively died. Sorry, my laptop reset overnight, and I'm just... trying to fix it. There you go. But yeah, so this is actually a relatively fun team, especially since Yang Fei and Kokomi can get their skills out pretty quickly. Like they're not like long ones, but Miko and Layla were almost designed together because of how well Layla's skill pairs with Miko's. Because Layla's skill gains these little stars every 1.2 seconds, and once it hits 4, it launches them. However, it also gains 2 every time a skill is used, and character skill is used. Miko can use 3 of them, and that's every 0.3 seconds. Well, because of the delay of Miko's skill, you basically get them automatically. You just sometimes gotta wait to decide whether you want to use all 3 or only use 2 and wait for Layla's skill to refresh. Like, wait for it to launch the projectiles before you use the 3rd one. And this one's kind of since D-Luke got switched out, this team's really iffy. I just still want Albedo in there as my Geo user. But there's not a whole lot of, like, elemental AoE people left in the team. Because they're all on the other teams. So, if I get Chi-Chi, she's probably going on this team, which would kick Rosaria out, which is interesting because Rosaria is probably the only one here I'd like to keep. Hazo is going to go to this team at one point because at one point I had Albedo on this team. Albedo is actually where D-Luke was, and I switched them. But yeah, I can take, like, I got Candace for melee Hydro if I want. Xing Chao might become available during the ban turn switch, which would give me another melee Hydro. And from what I understand, he's pretty dang good. I didn't like him first opportunity, but I never actually got to... I don't think I really ever banner tested him. At least not when I cared about characters that much. But yeah, this team's really, if. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with this team. I gotta get dailies done, and then obviously events and stuff. Hey, Austin, how you doing? Been a little bit. How's life been treating you? Excellent. Good to hear. I was talking to Twig about whether I should pull for C2 Raiden. And she said she didn't really know, and I said, you know what? I'm currently using Raiden as sub DPS, and if I have to ask, probably not worth it right at the moment. I'll wait to see if I develop a build that specializes more in Raiden's usage. Yeah. Well, I wish you luck in your endeavors of job searching. There's a lot of, like, minimum wage places that are hiring, more than people seem to think. Like, I work in retail, right? So while I'm not bottom tier, you know, I work with a lot of, like, entry level is the correct term. And it's like, it's surprising where it's like, how many people are like, oh, the job market's so tough, I just can't get a job. It's like, every building and every business in my plaza is hiring right now. It's just not the job you want. So, I don't know if you're looking for just entry level or if you're actually looking for, like, a complete full-time job, but don't disregard whatever's needed to, you know, pay the bills and stuff.
Bring it on.
Sucks to be you.
Illusion shattered.
Got on your phone, what, my stream or something else? Oh, yeah. Don't you hate it when technology doesn't work the way it's supposed to? And then it has to be so dang expensive to fix. Like, I kind of wish upgrading my PC didn't cost $4,000, but, you know, things happen. Now, granted, I went with all high-end parts, and I did it during the pandemic, so that probably upped the price of some stuff. Graphics card was way more expensive than I ever hoped it would be. That was actually the only thing not a part of the initial build. I built everything but upgrading the graphics card. I waited for the price to drop on that, and even then I still spent $1,000 on it. But that was cheap compared to some of the other prices I discovered.
Shine down. Insolent.
Get down! Get down! A mission complete. Sometimes I kind of wish, if there's one thing I could add to commissions, it's that I sometimes wish that they could add in daily commission boss fights, where it's like it requires you to fight the boss fight, and it gives you the boss reward flower for free on those exact days. No, I'm good. I'm about to do main story anyways. I'm just hitting up dailies quickly. I'm hitting up Act 2 of Sumeru, so the hell? Act 1 took quite a bit of time last week. The whole stream was basically Act 1. Oh, you're still in the chasm? I did a lot of stuff off stream, not gonna lie, like pretty much I started doing world quests off stream, mostly because there's no dialogue and I don't want to read them. Like, my god, if I have to do another R&R quest line, I will shoot myself. I'm not going through that hell again. I was off stream and I was already hating the level of dialogue involved in all of that.
Shines eternal.
Retribution! Oh. Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. I thought I had to escort it. I got the slime missions confused. For some reason, I was thinking this was an escort mission. I didn't realize it was a destroy mission. Thanks a lot, man. I don't know if you're leaving, but thanks for dropping by if you are. Good luck with your job search and school.
There is no escape.
Don't touch me.
There we go. Much better. These guys again. This guy want another goddamn flower from the top. Oh my god. That was nice of the wind. Chloe, how are you? I am doing well today. I'm about to hit up Act 2 of Sumeru. Where'd this, oh, there it is. Where's this thing going? Oh, come on.
Shine down.
We'll need more where that came from.
Where'd this thing go? Why did it go up there? The wind is not going to be that kind. So, I kind of agreed on the next banner reset. I have no desire for any of the 5 stars. But I did make a promise to myself that I might do at least a few pulls if I own none of the 4 stars. Liyue is the region I'm missing most of the characters from. As for 4 stars, there's Yungjin, Xinyan, Jingchao, and Ningguang, and then on top of that, there's also Yao Yao who's coming out. As a matter of fact, every 4-star I'm currently missing is only from Liyue. At least I know 2 of them can be purchased from the Paimon's Bargain store. 1 second, I'm checking this. I didn't actually check the demo or anything, so I'm. Oh yeah, there's Ayaka's new outfit. And then Jean has a new one too. I don't know how I feel about Jean's because I do personally like the purple outfit more on her. I don't know yet. I still want C1 Chung Yun, but every time I put him into a team, he keeps getting booted out. So I would likely probably go with either Youngjin or Shinchao just to try and Shinyan just to try and fill out my roster. Maybe Yao Yao, depending on how she tests. I generally care more about having the characters than having the constellations. The constellations can always come on their own.
Make my escape. Ad Astra Abbott. Thank you for completing today's commissions. Here is your reward.
I'm kind of hoping that Shinyan and Youngjin are on the banner, though. The first banner roll, like both of them. Because I would very much like to be able to trial both of them. Sometimes I hate it when they give away free characters and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, it may be a free character, but it's not actually like fully, but you don't know whether you're actually gonna like them or not. Alright, I just gotta hit up 2 or 3 ley lines. So I can get the, so I can partake in the ley line event, and then it'll be on to story.
Let's find shelter, quick! Watering works on plants, but not people. Phew, this weather is wild. There is no escape.
My flame.
Oh god. Okay, that was my bad.
Ninjutsu!
Heyo!
Shine down!
Who are you planning to roll for, Chloe?
Business to attend to?
Or not roll for, but like who are you tempted to go for? Do you have a desired Leo a 4-star?
There is no escape.
Yo, shout out to Seiyu's shocking rolling adventure. That was pretty intense. Okay, I'm gonna switch teams. Yeah. I am very, like, I want Yunjin just to have the character, but I'm very apprehensive on Geo characters. Very apprehensive. Like, just even looking at the Geo characters I have. Right? So, I actually don't mind Traveler Geo. He's okay. I like Albedo because I don't even need him active. He does two things. Number one, I don't need him active. His skill can just passively pulse Geo, no issues. And number two is that because his skill also has like a little elevator feature, you can get jump attacks, which can be pretty powerful under the right circumstances. Goro is a Geo user that uses bow and requires multiple Geo users in his lineup to be of any use, so he is garbage to me. And then Noelle, here's the thing. Noelle is not a good Geo character. I'm just going to flat out say it right now. In terms of Geo, Noelle sucks. In terms as a character, though, she is fantastic. She is an excellent tank support healer. However, you could literally take the Geo out of her and it would not really affect too much. And the reason I say that is because she doesn't technically reliably dish out Geo enough for Geo to make a substantial impact on her playstyle. It's there, and when you are in her burst, you can you have the ability to get that crystallize out, but you have to set it before you burst her, or you're gonna have no crystallize, because you are locked into her burst. So like that's why it's like she's not great at Geo, but she's fantastic at that. So it's like I need to really I've not really had a chance to use Yunjin, so I don't know how she is as a Geo character. I know Ningguang kind of speaks for herself. I don't think she's a great like defensive unit in which Geo generally takes part in. But just the nature of being able to use Geo on every attack kind of weighs in her favor of Geo usefulness almost to the same extent as Albedo, because you could literally switch to her just for an attack and it would hit Geo and you'd be fine. I might even run Ningguang just so I don't have to run Albedo in my final team set. But it's kind of hard because, like I said, I am missing Yunjin, Xinyan, Xingqiao, and Ningguang. And both Xingqiao and Ningguang are available in Paimon's bargains with enough tokens, and they'll be available in March, right? And then Yao Yao technically is going to be a Leo of 4-star, so you could technically get her too. There's going to be options for sure. The only character I care about actually getting right now is Chi-Chi, and I have no control over that.
Here. Right now. Boom! Yeah.
The hunter becomes
Yeah.
the hunted.
Cole, learn to command. Emerge. Right here. Allow me. Motion to compel.
Oh, he's getting juggled! He's getting juggled!
Not now. Stars, shine for me. Right now. I'm always watching.
The wrong test subject.
There we go. And I've looked into Xinyan, and she seems okay, but she's a defensive fire user, and I don't know how to feel about that. The only thing I want out of fire right now as a fire character is an AoE off-fielder. And the only fiery character in the game right now that even serves that purpose is Jinglin. And it's debatable on how well you'd consider it, because Goba does have some limitations to the nature of it, because it's a cone one. It's not just a round AoE. And the burst, you know, is still very relatively close range based. Let me, just because that icon in the map's going to bother me, I'm going to cash in the Liyue reputation that I apparently have. I'm going to go to my teapot just to get, just to hit up my, like, points and stuff. And then, oh, I had 60% exploration in Liyue. Yo, let's go.
All tasks have been handed out. Ah, how relaxing. This realm is true.
By the way,
If you
I
ever
built
had-
up my realm point thing, Chloe. Take a look at this. We'll just go up here, right? This seems like a good spot to go to. All right, so let's explore. Trust me, it doesn't get any better when you go further down. There's another area over there. That's the area that has Heizou and Miko in it. The one over there with these three just has pets in it. This area actually doesn't look half bad. Even though, once again, I just randomly place things down. But the one up there was literally just placing buildings. Alright. To Sumeru.
didn't miss the Sub-Zero's festival, right? Let's hurry and find Dunyarzad. Paimon thinks she must be around the Grand Bazaar, since she showed us around there last time.
Look, Chloe, you know how I got to 10? So the encouragement of getting to 10 was that I could place more characters in the teapot, so I could level their relationship without actually having to use them. That's the only reason the teapot's even like that. But what I did was just, it was a part of my dailies. I'd go in, pull out my furniture that I built, and put in 4 more. I would exclusively only try to put in purple screens. I would do my best to I would convert materials into the wood I needed, so I didn't even have to go out and farm for the wood. I rarely did wood farming. I just tried my best to build only purple screens, occasionally some blue ones. That's like the 3rd spider I've killed in that exact same spot.
There she is! Dunyarzad, we're back!
Just as promised, Traveler and Paimon. I'm so glad that you two came back to celebrate Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday.
Looks like we made it back in time.
The festival's tomorrow. We've been preparing for so long that I can't help but feel a little nervous.
Oh, I don't have autoplay on.
There's no need to be nervous. Paimon's sure that Lesser Lord Kusanali will feel everyone's gratitude.
Thanks, Paimon. I hope that everyone who comes to the festival will also have a good time. Speaking of which, did you manage to make your way to Port Ormos? Discover anything over there?
Of course we went. A lot of things happened there.
Lots of things happen wherever we go. Remember that time we casually... Alright, no problem. See you later, Chloe. Remember that time we casually walked into Liyue and somehow ended up stumbling across a god's assassination? And then the revival of a sealed god that nearly destroyed the city? Ha ha ha! What fun times!
I see. Sounds like you two had another exciting adventure. If there is another chance, I would love to join.
My lady, if you went to Port Ormos in your current state, we'd both be in for a lifetime of trouble.
Dia! You were eavesdropping!
It's called covert protection. Keeping an ear out for what's going on around my employer is part of the job.
It's alright, Dia. I merely said I would like to go. I know better than to think my body could handle it. The festival's tomorrow. I've been doing nothing but causing trouble for you. So Dia, please take some time to relax. I'll be fine.
Even when you put it that way, it still doesn't feel right.
Don't worry,
Of course
my
it doesn't. She has a
guardian
pyro
knights.
vision.
Okay, fine, but only tonight. Tomorrow's a big day, and many no-good scumbags are gonna try to take advantage of that.
Oh, you two must be exhausted from your long journey back to the city. My apologies for not realizing this sooner.
All pyrovision wielders have heavy passion for something. For her, it's her career as like
So thoughtful.
a marauder or whatever the hell she is. But it's passion for like basically the creed as well that she follows. Like telling her to relax and not worry in regards to her duty is like telling Bennett, don't go into that domain. You're not going to end up with any treasure. Right? It's like all the same thing.
also fairly close to where I've been staying.
It looks really nice.
Sorry for the trouble, Dunyarzad.
Not at all. Just tell me more about your adventures when you next get the chance.
That's Paimon's specialty. Paimon can tell you stories next time.
Oh, if you don't mind, how about we all walk around together tomorrow? All of my friends will be working the festival, and Dia is still insisting on her covert protection.
Yeah. It'll be pretty hard to relax and enjoy the festival if Dia's constantly hovering over you, right?
Then let's meet at the nearby bazaar first thing tomorrow morning. Have a great night.
It's a deal. Good night, Dunyarzad.
I may be too excited to fall asleep tonight. See you tomorrow.
Paimon's starting to really look forward to the Sub-Zero festival too. Will there be lots of yummy food? Oh, no. Thinking about food is just gonna keep Paimon up all night. The earlier we sleep, the better. Let's go inside, traveler. Did we oversleep? We should go meet Dunyarzad right away.
So when do I meet Kusanali? Or like Nahida? I don't know like when specifically you meet her. I just know that it occurs in a dream. Like she can only talk to people through dreams or like through possession, basically.
Traveler, Paimon, I've been waiting for you two.
Good morning, Dunyarzad. We must have overslept a little bit.
Not at all. I arrived early. Today is finally here. I must cherish every moment as if it were gold.
You've worked so hard for this day. You gotta enjoy it to the fullest.
You know it. Oh, it's just that, as expected, I had some trouble falling asleep last night. I'm hoping my body won't be too much of an issue today. Well, shall we? Let's start with the stalls over there. Many vendors came out of the blue to support the event, and they insisted on covering costs themselves. Let's go give them some business.
They paid for everything out of pocket? Oh, sounds like they're not in this just for the Mora.
They all said that contributing to a lively festival atmosphere is more important than money. Especially since we don't often get to celebrate Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday.
Ooh, they're selling food over that way!
This is a stall offering foods from the Haftmewa feast.
Oh, you could tell straight away. I thought most people nowadays wouldn't know.
Mushrooms, flowers, and all kind of fruit? It's all vegetarian stuff. Oh, Paimon's a little disappointed. So, what's the Haftmewa feast you mentioned just now?
It's another Sub-Zero's festival tradition. People used to set their tables with 7 different foods. Generally speaking, the most common selections were foods like Rukashava mushrooms, Nilopala lotuses, Sumeru roses, Sunsettias, Kapalatas, Hara fruits, and Zaytun peaches.
So, the Sub-Zero festival is a vegetarian holiday?
You don't have to be a vegetarian to enjoy the spread. We just use the 7 foods to symbolize the 7 virtues of the Dendro Archon.
Wait, but if that's the case, if Sumeru uses vegetarian food to represent the Dendro Archon, then wouldn't the Pyro Archon's festival be full of food like roasted fowl, juicy meatballs, grilled steak? Oh, traveler, we have to go to Natlan as soon as possible.
I hope your wish comes true one day, Paimon.
Thanks. Alright, how about we also check out some of these other stalls?
Well, it's gonna take another update. You have to get to Fontaine first.
Would you like to try your hand at alchemical divination?
What's alchemical divination? Those two things sound like they'd be fun to try together.
Right? I thought the same when I first heard about it. It is said to be a mysterious craft invented by none other than Lesser Lord Kusanali herself.
So, how does it work?
It's quite simple. After you give me any 2 alchemical reagents, I'll use them to perform a random transmutation.
Sure sounds random. So random that it will probably fail.
That is precisely what we need. After the transmutation fails, your one and only diviner here will interpret the remnants.
Well, according to Lesser Lord Kusanali, everything is interconnected, and all that occurs can be traced back to fate. You could say this is a pearl of old wisdom.
Why does everything sound so much more credible when Dunyarzad says it? Are you guys working together?
So that's the true wisdom behind it. This young lady sure knows her stuff. So,
All right. I'll go with the Sumeru Rose. And a lizard's tail.
okay, one moment. It's the moon.
Paimon wants to take a look too. Is it? It looks more like a pie that Paimon bit into.
Generally speaking, the moon signifies... It means... Wait a moment.
Is he really looking it up in a book?
Oh,
Why not?
I remember now. It means illusions and lies.
Illusions and lies? That sounds rather ominous.
Not everyone knows the
But
facts
this
right off
book
the top of
says
their
that if you
head.
trust your
Even
intuition
doctors
and
look stuff
overcome your
up.
fears, the sun will surely rise.
He's not even trying to hide his book anymore.
Naturally, fate will only ever show you the beginning of a journey. It is up to you to forge your own ending. Oh, thank you so much. I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, it's nothing. I'm just learning as I go.
Guess that was still pretty interesting. Okay, on to the next stall.
They say the Sub-Zerus festival was very lively a long, long time ago. Large flower carriages used to parade through the city. As they headed towards Port Ormos, people would throw flowers, candy, and liquor all along the way.
Dunyarzad's eyes are sparkling right now.
I wish I could have seen that spectacle. But if you ask me, I'm sure Nilu's Dance of Sub-Zerus would be just as impressive.
Attention! Soldiers, fall into formation if you want any Yalda candies.
It's a weird guy with a weird hat. Hey, it's Dunyarzad! Wow!
Miss Dunyarzad, the children love you even more than the Yalda candies. In the few short days it took to prepare for the Sub-Zerus festival, the children have all grown very fond of you.
The Hallowed Knight of Flowers. It's an honor that you know my name.
Attention! In the name of Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, I commend you on your contributions to the glorious Sub-Zerus festival. All right, little soldiers. Take your Yalda candies and don't forget your loyalty to Lesser Lord Kusanali. Dismissed!
Yes, Knight Ferris! Just what is going on here?
Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, is another Sub-Zerus festival icon, and one immensely popular with children. In the past, the actor portraying Ferris would also sit on a flower carriage.
It's all thanks to Miss Dunyarzad's sponsorship that the children can make such wonderful memories today.
As are we to you, Vihar.
Oh, not at all. Oh, Speaking of tradition, do you want some Yalta candies? They're a festival staple, and I happen to have some boxes readied here. Take a look and pick whichever one you want.
Whichever one. Don't these boxes all look the same?
That is the fun part. Each box contains a random flavor. It's up to the luck of the draw. Flavors include lavender melon, hara fruit, sunsetia.
Ooh, those all sound pretty good.
And there's also lizard tail and oni kabuto.
Huh? What's up with
Is
those
it like the
flavors?
the jelly beans?
Oni kabuto is a little spicier than lizard tail.
Dunyarzad, you tried them before? Traveler, help Paimon. It's all right. Paimon believes in you.
I also believe in your intuition.
Great! These boxes of candy are numbered 1 to 5 from left to right. Which one do you want?
Let's go random. Number 4. Yeah, definitely number 4.
Excellent work! That is indeed sunsetia.
Paimon bet you survived so many epic battles because you had incredible luck, and Paimon was right.
Attention! Here's your sunsetia flavored candy.
Thanks a lot, Knight of Candies.
It's Night of Flowers, Night of Candies.
Paimon really wilted the carriageless Knight of Flowers.
They all basically sound the same. We got our candy, so let's keep going.
Oh, actually, I just remembered that I left something behind. Since you're here, can you come with me to get it?
Sure thing.
Dunyarzad, you probably forgot because you're so excited about the Sub-Zero's festival.
How embarrassing.
We're too late. Who knew the little lady was such an early riser?
I know, right? Hey, wait a minute. Boss, isn't that her?
Oh, that most certainly is. We're in luck. She's walking right into
Hey,
our
Unicorn
clutches.
Girl! Welcome. How have you been?
Those Eremites don't look like they're up to any good.
Who are you? I don't believe the Homayanis hired you.
That's right. We haven't received any of their mora, but I wonder how much the Humayani
Excellent.
shell out to get you back.
They're a gang of kidnappers! Traveler, hurry and protect Dunyarzad!
Hey, did you scumbags even consider that the Homayanis might have hired a merc that outclasses you?
You're Dia. Dia the Flame Main. No wonder we mercs haven't heard anything about you for so long. You sold your unruly mane to the highest bidder.
Don't speak so disrespectfully. My family started working with her as gratitude for her past kindness to us.
Don't worry about it, my lady. Just some friendly banter between mercs. One punch and those rabid dogs will expose themselves for what they really are.
Aren't your claws all dull by now? Don't get too cocky!
Traveler, take Miss Dunyarzad to a safe location.
No, we're gonna stay and help. There's too many of them. You're right. All right, fine.
Please be careful, Dia.
Don't waste your time worrying about me. This is my job. Look out for yourself. After I've wiped the floor with them, I'll go find you all.
Dunyarzad. Are you okay? You look a little pale. Are you in shock?
I'm fine. My body always reacts like this whenever I exert myself too much.
You sure you're okay?
I'll be fine after some rest. I'm more worried about Dia. After all, none of this would have happened.
Yeah, don't worry.
Hmm.
My lady, traveler, found ya.
Dia! You took care of them so fast!
Any more of them? Or rather, did anyone follow you?
Dia, your arm.
Oh, this? I'm fine. It's just a scratch. Normally, they wouldn't have been able to land a hit on me at all, but I'm still getting used to this new greatsword.
Please.
Okay, so she's a great sword user.
Come on, it's nothing. Us mercs aren't as fragile as you think.
Hold on, you said something about a new greatsword. What happened to the one you were using before?
About that. Well, I sold it, because I was low on Mora. Stuff like this happens every now and then.
It can't be. The anonymous donation that was used for the venue's final round of preparations?
Hey, Miss Dunyarzad, I wasn't trying to make you cry, and I'm not gonna lose my commission because I made my employer cry, am I?
Okay, making your employer cry won't affect your commission, but selling your weapon without permission and getting hurt? I'll have to reevaluate your performance.
You're so unreasonable, my lady.
That's super nice of her.
Thank you very much, Dia.
Don't be like that. I get embarrassed really easily.
Are you feeling unwell again, Dunyarzad?
My lady, your condition. Traveler, can you take her somewhere to rest? I'll look around the area to make sure we're safe from an ambush.
No
Truly.
problem.
I'm sorry for the trouble, everyone.
Are you feeling better, Dunyarzad?
Yes, much better. Just give me a few moments and I'll be good to go.
Expression just now when she mentioned your condition, just how serious
I
is your
didn't
illness?
realize you were concerned about it. I guess I shouldn't continue to keep it a secret.
Is it terminal?
I was actually born with Elazar. It's terminal now.
Can't believe it's Elazar.
Oh yeah, that's what I knew it was.
Oh, you've already heard of Elazar. In that case, you probably know about its severity. Sumeru's current medical advancements still haven't been able to find a cure. The disease's progression can only be delayed through environmental therapy.
Dunyarzad.
There's no need to be sad. I've always lived with Elazar and I came to terms with it a long time ago. Compared to the simple fact that I'm afflicted with this, its effects on my life have been much more painful. I know that my family loves me dearly. They've done all they can to provide the best environment for me so that I can live for that much longer. However, I know I will one day succumb to this. Did you know? Before I ran away from home this time, the world outside of my home didn't even know that I existed. Since I was a child, all I could do was sit on my bed and stare at everything outside of my window. I'm sure my family's worried and disappointed in me for running away, but I just didn't want to have any regrets. I wanted to meet other people. To me, there's nothing more beautiful than being able to meet and speak with others. Not to mention the incredible time spent preparing for the festival. The joy on everyone's faces here, and all the support I've received from friends like Dia. This way, when my final day does arrive, it will be less sorrowful. At the very least, many people will remember that I once existed in this world, right?
Yes, I will remember you.
As long as you don't forget Paimon. Paimon also won't forget about you. No, even if you forget Paimon, Paimon will still remember you.
Ah, thank you two so much. I apologize for the depressing conversation. This is out of character for me.
Been
To
about
be
a week
honest,
since Elazar was
Lesser
brought
Lord
up, but
Kusanali gave me the courage to do all of this. If it weren't for her encouragement, I wouldn't have taken that first step.
you're the one who has remained resolute to face your illness. You're already so strong for never giving up.
Thanks. There will always be frustrations in life, but I know that the point of living is not to leave behind any regrets.
Oh, it's a wonderful mindset.
All right. Isn't it almost time?
Huh? Almost time for what?
Isn't the Dance of Sub-Zeros about to begin? It's the part of the festival that I've been looking forward to the most. Nilu will recreate that legendary scene with her most splendid dancing. And
Alright,
the
I gotta see
Sub-Zeros
this.
festival will conclude amid everyone's applause and blessings. And with that, my wish will also...
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go to the stage!
Yeah, we should still make it in time.
If I'm going to arrive to a dance, I think Kokomi is the best. I think out of these four, Kokomi's probably the best dancer.
Were you not aware that the law prohibits this type of performance from taking place without prior permission?
Over there! Someone's yelling at Nilu!
I think I just saw the Academia's Grand Sage. Why is he here in person?
Because he hates...
Sub-Zeros is one of the key parts of the Sub-Zeros festival. If we can't perform it...
The Sub-Zeros Festival. The law also prohibits the private hosting of large-scale religious festivals. Only the Academia can host such an event. If you continue to resist, we will have to order an investigation into every single event organizer. The Grand Sage has already granted you much leniency. I advise that you exercise tact.
How did things turn out like this?
The Academia was originally responsible for the Sub-Zeros festival, but they failed this responsibility for many years. I need to speak with them. This is a hard pill to swallow, but you're right. Things would only get worse.
Oh, I would absolutely yell at them.
Dance. Aren't you ashamed of pursuing such frivolous and meaningless activities in this land of knowledge and reason? Our Archon created the utopia that is Sumeru City for all scholars who sought validity, verity, and truth, while people like you wish to defile it.
No. I believe that our Archon never rejected the arts. Even the goddess of flowers dedicated a dance to her.
With your lack of intellectual credentials, I do not believe you are qualified to debate with me. What you should be doing is finding workers to tear down this ridiculous eyesore.
And with your lack of a physical stance, you definitely can't resist the fist I'd be throwing in your face right now. I don't care if it would make me an enemy of Sumeru.
Understood. I will inform him when I return.
The Sub-Zeros Festival. Go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content.
Nilu, are you okay?
Oh, Dunyarzad. You all saw that just now? The Grand Sage ordered us to stop the performance.
Yeah.
Let's go somewhere the Academia can't find us and perform there. But how do we let everyone know? And what about the atmosphere on the stage? Or we could get people to block them off so they can't interrupt the performance. No. They just threatened to investigate the organizers. If we were caught...
Milu, it's alright. Don't worry about it.
But you've been looking forward to the Dance of Sub-Zero so much. And I know how important this festival is to you. I don't want you to have any regrets.
It's okay. Seeing you care this much about my feelings is more than enough. It would be too risky to continue the Sub-Zero's festival at this point. I don't want to get everyone in trouble.
If you say so. But... you can sneak out for the next Sub-Zero's festival, right? We'll make sure the next one is a smashing success.
The next one.
I'm gonna take a jump.
Yes. Okay, it's a promise. It will be a smashing success.
And make the assumption that the guy we met in Act 1 is going to become the leader of like the Academia or Sumeru or whatever. When all this is done. And I state that with confidence because he looks like someone that could easily be in charge. But on top of that, it's a running theme within all the nations that the person that seemingly has the most authority next to the Archon is generally someone that has the same element as the Archon themselves. In Mondstadt, it's Jean. As the acting Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius, she technically has the more or less the highest authority within the city. While in Liyue, it's Ningguang, you know, and she's Geo, right? So, in Inazuma, you could argue this one. I say Miko, because Miko is familiar, but you could also argue Sarah, who's a general to the Shogun army in the Tenryou Commission, right? Both of them are electrovision wielders. So, just being that guy from, I forget his name, but he is a Dendro user and as and in the Academia, so I could generally see him being the guy in charge when all is said and done. It'd be either him or Tainari, but I doubt it would be Tainari because he has his call to the forest rangers, like he's in charge of them, right? So
It really is okay. There's nothing we can do about it. Still, I'd be lying if I said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Milu's dance.
A lot happened today. It's a shame the festival ended the way it did. Nilo and Dunyarzad promised to make the next Sub-Zero's festival a success, but Dunyarzad is running out of time. Yeah.
All connections have been secured to construct the most stable framework possible. The project has entered its most critical phase. Power has begun to flow from...
what?
We're gonna be late! It's all because you wouldn't get out of bed! We should go meet Dunyarzad right away!
What?
Good morning, Dunyarzad.
Not at all. I arrived early.
You seem kinda tired. Did you not get enough sleep?
I'm doing well. There's no need to worry. Shall we go? Let's start with the stalls over there.
Sure!
Oh, are we going through like Groundhog Day right now?
Ooh, they're selling food over that way. Let's go take a look.
Do we run into Bill Murray at any point during this adventure?
This is a stall offering foods from the hub.
You are quite well informed.
They're all plants. Actually, what is the hub?
It's one of the Sub-Zero's festival's traditions. People used to set their tables with 7 different foods to symbolize the 7 virtues of the Dendroarchon.
Appear to be in the form of the moon.
Really?
I was joking, but
The moon signifies... It's escaping me for now. Wait a moment.
Is he really looking it up in a book?
Oh, right. But if you trust your intuition and overcome your fears...
Understood. I'll keep that in...
Oh, it's nothing.
Guess that was still pretty interesting. So, where to next?
man, this would go much better if I didn't have to slowly walk everywhere.
All right, soldiers. Now that you...
Yes, Knight Ferris! What's going on?
Ferris, the Knight of Flop.
Oh, do you want some Yalda candies?
What's... Ooh!
And there's also...
Why are the...
Great! These boxes of candy... Ah, excellently chosen. Number 4 is indeed Sunsetia.
Paimon, bet you had incredible luck. Huh? How's that possible? It's obviously random. Maybe we didn't sleep very well last night. Or maybe we slept too much.
Oh, sure.
Huh? Where are you going? You're just gonna walk off like that?
Are we gonna go up to see if the, Oh, no. I thought we were gonna go up to beat up the mercenaries with a junior zard nearby. Why are we going into the tavern?
A feeling of deja vu? Oh, Paimon knows what that is.
Jeez, if only Ether had a voice actor that would have been able to have this conversation with Paimon for.
In that case, Paimon also felt something like
Such a
that
shame
today.
that, you know, he doesn't.
That's just our brains
And that
playing
said
tricks
voice
on
actor
us.
doesn't stream on
Isn't it?
YouTube
So,
and
why'd
collab
you
with
run
many
here
of his
such a
fellow
hurry?
Genshin Genshin voice actors.
So that's it. You're intentionally doing things you usually wouldn't and seeing if you still get that same feeling of deja vu.
Welcome, you two. Are you here for lunch? What would you like to eat? Got it. You don't look like you're from these parts, but I gotta say, you've got good taste. I'll give this order to the kitchen.
Chocolate-baked Angelina cake? Isn't it that burned thing that didn't look tasty at all? Oh, Paimon understands what you're trying to do now. You'd never normally order something like this. That thing? Isn't this going a bit too far? How was it? The look on your face is telling Paimon that it tasted awful. Then, You mean... That's impossible! We were just talking about how gross it looked! So, would this be a case of taste bud deja vu? Paimon also gets the impression that we've been here many times, even though we are regulars.
You have no idea. You don't know what I spend my time doing in Genshin. I could be in here every single day and Paimon still would say that. I'm just gonna buy all these ingredients since I'm here. Oh, I can actually buy crab. That's good to know.
Hey! Dinyarzad is sitting by herself on that bench over there! What a coincidence, Dinyarzad! We meet at...
Oh, I ran into some kidnappers just now.
Kidnappers?
I'm okay. Dia's arm got scratched, but it isn't serious.
Whew. That's a big relief.
Not at all. I've always been like this. Except besides, no matter how amazing today may be, it is but a single day. After however many more days, my time will come to an end.
Paimon doesn't quite follow you, and Paimon feels like something's really got you down right now.
It really is fine. I don't mind. Huh?
Dunyarzad, have you ever felt deja vu? You know, like when you've already experienced something that's happening right now?
Deja vu? No. But my days have been the same for years now. Even if I were feeling deja vu, I suppose I would already be used to it.
Oh, Paimon sees. Then, is it only the two of us?
It's almost time.
Huh? Time for what?
Nilou's Dance of Sub-Zeros is about to begin. Let's go.
I will say she seems way more sad.
With your lack of intellectual credentials, I do not believe you are qualified to debate with me. What you should be doing is finding workers to tear down this ridiculous eyesore. When we return, have the scribe draft an ordinance before the next Nyagarbaha Day that prohibits public art performances. We will publicly announce it later through the Akasha.
Understood. I will inform him when I return.
The Sub-Zeru's festival. Go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content.
Nilou, are you okay?
Oh, Dunyarzad. The Grand Sage ordered us to stop the performance.
It's okay.
But you've been really looking
It truly is unfortunate, but I don't want to cause trouble for anyone. Didn't the Grand say
true, but...
the next festival? I probably won't be around by then.
Wait, what did you just say?
No, nothing. I'll be heading back to rest. Thank you for your help, everyone.
Paimon can't believe what those heartless geezers did! So, in the end, you still couldn't figure out what that deja vu feeling was all about? Maybe it really was because of exhaustion. Same here. That's why Paimon
The
stopped
Dinnersod,
thinking about it
her voice changed. She was incredibly sad and depressed throughout the whole thing.
Then, how about we settle in and get a good night's sleep? For now, we can chalk things up to exhaustion. We can do more thinking tomorrow.
Observing a modest drop in the output of jnana energy, but values still remain within normal parameters.
Continue to monitor for variances in the data and find the cause as soon as possible.
Why does Paimon feel so tired after so much sleep? Anyway, we should go make... Let's move out. Good morning, Dinnersod. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Not at all. I arrived early.
Yeah, she seems even worse than before.
Paimon thinks you sound kinda tired. Did you not get enough sleep?
I'm doing well. There's no need to worry.
Great idea! Let's get going! Traveler? Hey.
We skip to the end of the day.
It's all thanks to Miss Dunyarzad's sponsorship that the children can enjoy the Sub-Zeros.
Thank goodness.
Oh, are you interested in Yalda It's not that simple. Each box contains a random... And there's also... No problem. These boxes of candy are numbered 1 to 5 from left to right. Which one do you want? Oh, I like your confidence. No hesitation at all.
Paimon knew he always had incredible luck.
This is kind of creepy.
What? He was right about...
That couldn't have been luck. How is this possible? I packed all those boxes this morning and they've been sealed. Mind reading? X-ray vision?
Tell us what's going on! Since when did you get superpowers? Traveler?
There she is.
Hey, where are you going? What's going on? Did you see something? Us leaving Dunyarzad without letting her know is kinda rude.
Over there.
That's...
The bird's gone.
Look! That's... Isn't that Dunyarzad? What's happening here? Why are there two Dunyarzads? You already know that this isn't your first Sub-Zero's festival, don't you? I'm sure you already know how to use this. A knowledge capsule? Where did you get it? What's inside? You should use it too, Paimon. You know Paimon?
Let's use it together, Paimon.
Well, this seems kinda sketchy, but
I've been accompanied by a kitty.
this is what we should do.
Alright, I got a kitty.
What the?
Okay, I am now weighted, as this is a shoulder cat. Must you stick your bum up that high? Balance yourself out here, Merlin. Come on. Getting fat. Causing me to lean to the side here. So many days worth of memories.
This is our 20th time at the Sub-Zero's festival? No. The 30th?
What are you trying to do?
40th? Just how many times have we been to the Sub-Zero's festival? Have we been trapped in a single day? If it weren't for you, we wouldn't have even realized. What the heck was inside that knowledge capsule? Your memories are still scrambled? Try your best to remember. This isn't the first time we've met, and I answered that question a long time ago. Let Paimon think. Oh, it's coming back. Meeting you was the real catalyst for restoring our memories, and the knowledge capsule was just your means of showing our minds the way. What about everyone else? Why are you only helping the two of us? Your sense of deja vu is stronger than everyone else's, yes? As for an explanation, you two received the blessing of Dendro, and you also have special, sensitive constitutions. It was as if a single sheet of paper was separating those memories from your consciousness. A familiar question. I think this is the 7th time you asked that. As you can see, she isn't doing well. You probably sensed it too. The Dunyarzad you were just with is different from the first Dunyarzad you met. That first Dunyarzad is in front of you right now, and she doesn't have a lot of time left.
What I need to do right now is break out of this cycle.
Looks like you're almost done sorting out your brain. Oh yeah, I'm Nahida. Good, you passed the test. What's happening? You can awaken our memories, and you seem like you know what's going on. Oh, wait, please don't tell Paimon even you don't know. Everything in this world runs in a loop. This cycle is called the samsara. You, me, and everyone else are all stuck inside the one-day samsara. As for the truth, that's on you to find out. If you were told the truth instead of discovering it yourselves, it would literally blow your minds. I don't know how you'd be after that. I can only give you surface level help,
like bits of information and subtle hints. For the rest of the time, I'll be doing all I can to slow down Dunyarzad's illness.
She looks like she isn't doing well at all. Her illness gets worse after each Sub-Zero's festival.
If we can break out of this samsara, I might be able to save her. But as things are right now, she's just a small bird in the sky that's about to lose its last feathers. All I can do is raise a gale to delay her fall.
You sure love to use weird analogies.
Analogies are wonderful tools. They let you use existing knowledge to understand unfamiliar things. Okay, so, with what you know so far, what do you think the truth is?
When you enter a state of contemplation, oh god, they turn contemplation into a minigame. You choose any text entry to interpret it. This interpretation process involves analysis of the text entry. It may yield new entries. Once interpreted, you may submit that text as a conclusion. Some text entries can be associated with one another. Once interpreted, select Associate to choose the other text entry, then select Trigger Association. You can gain new text entries by performing accurate associations. Some text entries can be associated with one word once interpreted. Oh no, I already just didn't click. If one of the text entries on the current page can be used as a conclusion, then select the entry before choosing Submit Conclusion.
The Grand Sage said, "Go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content." Did he mean something more? The moon, illusions, and lies. What do they all mean? What's happening right now seems to have happened before. My mind feels exhausted, even though I haven't done too much thinking. What is going on? We've already experienced the Sub-Zero's festival many times, and that should be it. The flow of time is endlessly cycling within one single day. We've already... The Grand Sage said, the moon... What's happening? That should... My mind... That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right.
A time loop. You've given similarly wrong answers in the past. A pity.
Still the wrong answer? Paimon thought that...
A simple time loop can't explain some of the phenomena. You two are still missing a lot of information. Unfortunately, I can't give you any more hints.
Dunyarzad!
The Sub-Zero's festival is happening every day, but that doesn't mean we can waste an infinite amount of them. Hurry and find the truth before today's festival.
Obviously, that Grand Sage has something to do with it, for sure.
Let's think about our current situation. And to do that, we need to figure out what's happening. Nahida rejected the idea of a time loop, so we must have missed something. Paimon's memories say that we've already done this many times, but...
Hey, it's you guys again.
She...
I see. Did you come back to buy something? I guarantee the freshness of my products. I harvested them from the forest just... Huh? What brought this about? What kind of philosophical nonsense? Didn't you know that no one dreams in Sumeru? Go somewhere else if you want to find someone to daydream.
He actually has a point. Is this a dream? True. Anyway, if this all really were just a dream, we would have woken up a long time ago. Let's keep...
Oh, it's you two. Was my divination so accurate that you felt compelled to compliment me in person? Ooh, I knew it! I told—
You're really excited about this, huh?
Help you—
So, you're admitting that you don't have a clue—
Anyway, what kind of situation did you get into? Huh? Hold on a second. I thought what you just said— Are you serious?
Paimon knew you weren't going to—
Marvelous. Truly marvelous. I believe you. Recall the
When you say it like that, the divination does sound like it's related to what's going on. Can you read any more into it?
I believe that the Archon's revelations are never more than vague hints. Anything more specific is beyond the reach of mere mortals. The book only says, if you trust your instincts and overcome your fears, the sun will surely—
So that's how it is. Looks like Fortune we haven't made any progress. Who else can we talk to? Paimon remembers that we tried talking to her a couple of times, but she always thinks we're playing pranks on her. You think she'll brush us off again? Yeah, if we tap into Dia's strong sense of responsibility as a at this time of day, Dia's probably just finished—
I'm fine, my lady.
Perfect timing.
Paimon, Traveler, you came at just the right time. Listen, there was a dangerous Huh? You saw? Then why didn't you jump in earlier?
You want the Traveler to take Dunyarzad somewhere to rest up while you check to see if there's still any kidnappers around.
How did you know what I was going to say?
We need to say something convincing.
People in Sumeru don't dream. What a strange...
Oh.
People in Sumeru don't... Dia sold her greatsword to raise additional funds. And then she was injured because she wasn't used to her new weapon. The moon, illusions, and lies. My mind feels exhausted.
Tell her, Traveler!
I didn't tell anyone about that. Including Miss Dunyarzad. You couldn't have known. And just now, you literally took the words right out of my—
Alright, so this is the situation.
It's kinda hard to believe what you just told me. First, let me make something clear. Most of us desert dwellers might not be the scholarly type.
She's quieter than usual. Uninterested in anything and really gloomy.
See?
Yeah, she isn't the same as before, but her parents said that this is how she was like at first.
Huh? At first?
I don't quite understand what you're all talking about. I'll go rest on the bench over there.
My lady, are you angry? All right, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt since you knew about my greatsword. Let's make this a quick trip. Miss Dunyarzad isn't...
Run, Layla, run!
Nahida, we brought a friend. Are you busy?
I thought I told you that it won't help to bring anyone here.
We just wanted her to see the real Dunyarzad's condition.
The real Dunyarzad? Where and who are you talking to?
Huh?
I told you that you two are special. Other people can't see me or Miss Dunyarzad here.
Hold on. Over there. Is that?
Wow, how perceptive. Does she have invisible antennae?
Miss Dunyarzad, she's lying down here, isn't she? How's she doing?
Her condition's really bad, and she's basically in a coma. How did you know she was here?
I can sense her aura. There are also lingering feelings of something like regret or disappointment. What happened?
Do you believe us now? The Sub-Zero's festival has been repeating itself. So, you think the sages are behind this?
Yeah, they've always been against us. Wouldn't surprise me if they're using the Akasha to intentionally repeat the Sub-Zero's festival as a sick joke.
You have a point. Aside from the Dendro Archon, the Academia's sages are the only ones in Sumeru who could pull off something like this. Maybe there's more to the Akasha than we know.
Don't you snort at me, cat.
Right! Didn't you awaken our memories using something that looked like a knowledge capsule? That means you must know something about the Akasha!
The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people.
A gnosis could do that? No wonder the Akasha is so magical! It's being powered by the gnosis of Sumeru's Archon!
So, this Nahida you mentioned, what did she say?
She said, and Paimon quotes, "The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace and it grants knowledge to the people."
Compiles the wisdom of the entire populace and grants knowledge to the people. Wait. I get the grants knowledge part. That's what people have always used the Akasha for. But compiling the entire populace's wisdom? How does that work?
Did she mean that the sages enter new knowledge into the Akasha? Oh yeah, that sounds about right. What do you think?
Hey, EVQ. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by.
People in Sumeru don't dream. What a strange... Okay, Nahida said the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis...
You know what's the best part about this right now? Is, apparent, you know, you learn once again that Ether actually has a voice actor.
My mind feels exhausted, even though I haven't done too much
Like,
thinking.
in all honesty, I feel like I'd be more likely to hear Ether's voice going to Zach's streams than actually playing Genshin Impact.
What's happening right now seems to have happened before. This feeling has been getting stronger and stronger. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right.
You mean the Akasha is causing our mental fatigue? Huh. Now that I think about it, my head's been feeling unusually heavy. When the desert dwellers set off on their quest for knowledge, a sage once said, knowledge always comes at a price. Compiling the entire country's knowledge. You think the Akasha pulled a 180 and is extracting information from us? Who knows? The Akasha can put knowledge into our heads, so who's to say that it can't also poke around in there? We don't know any specifics.
What's the point of doing something like that?
Just think about it. If you could combine the knowledge of every single person in Sumeru, then you can basically turn Sumeru City into a single massive brain. This hive mind could make breakthroughs in problems that even the smartest geniuses can't crack.
An excellent deduction. And the analogy comparing Sumeru City to a massive brain? I love it.
In that case, we should take off our Akasha terminals right away. Maybe that'll solve this problem.
Yeah, I was only wearing this for show in the first place. Didn't expect the sages to cook up such a conspiracy. Mark my words, when this is over, I'm getting evidence and exposing this whole thing to the public.
How does everyone feel? Huh? What is it?
Always the sound of a beep.
Paimon knows what you're talking about. It's a single
not since I would rather not, because I actually don't know a whole lot of the Sumeru story.
For when the Akasha is operating?
And I'm currently in the middle of it, so.
That's probably an important clue. We weren't using our terminals, but we heard a beep anyway. Traveler, did you hear that?
I heard it too. Our ears aren't messing with us. There was definitely a beep, but it sounded like it was coming from inside my head. We took off our Akasha terminals.
Phase runtime has exceeded its expected length. At this rate, there may be casualties. But we cannot lose all of our progress.
Paimon remembers everything!
Good. You adapted quickly this time.
We definitely took off our Akasha terminals last night, but we still heard that beep. Why is that? But now we can at least confirm one thing. The Akasha definitely has something to do with whatever's trapping us in this cycle. Oh, Paimon doesn't get it. Why would the Akasha go this far if all it wants is everybody's wisdom?
It's extremely difficult for lab rats in an experiment to understand why they're being treated the way they are.
If we're lab rats, then what are you? Nahida, you've never told us anything about yourself.
I guess I'm the moon.
The moon? Wasn't that the...
Anyway, knowing who I am won't help you get closer to the truth, so you should focus on other things. Don't get distracted and miss any clues.
Okay then. Dia helped us a lot yesterday, so let's go find her. If Paimon's reading the time correctly, those kidnappers should be showing up soon.
Ah, there you are. I've already taken care of those kidnappers. My lady, did you get hurt? What's wrong? Why are you both gawking at me like that?
You didn't get hurt this time.
Huh? What do you mean this time? Why are you so surprised that I managed to get out unscathed? Those kids were amateurs. Shh! How did you know about my greatsword? I haven't told anyone about it. Please, don't tell Miss Dunyarzad.
So Dia's lost her memories after all.
Anything strange? You already know that I got a new greatsword. If I had to say something, it's as if I've already used it to fight a countless number of battles.
You're saying that although you don't remember using it, your body feels like it does?
That's right. Both mercenaries and warriors heavily rely on muscle memory. Only knowing the theory of battle won't get you anywhere.
Traveler, what do you think? Yeah, Paimon's feeling really hopeful. Oh, you're right! Earlier in the Samsara, something like this would have never happened.
Like, playable character or personal character?
I have no clue
Or
what you two
like
are
character
talking
of
about,
personal
but
interest.
It's still dangerous here, so...
So you want us to take Dunyarzad somewhere else to rest while you check if there are still more kidnappers around, right?
How did you know what I was gonna say? Can you read minds?
Personal? Like through personality? I don't know. I like Miko's sass. Miko has some fun sass.
Whew, it's finally nighttime. Aside from Dia not getting injured, everything seems to have stayed the same.
Venti's personality is pretty fun, but
Nahida,
yeah.
we found out that Dia
Oh,
got
Klee.
out
Yeah, I love
blindly,
Klee too.
even
Klee
though she
and
got injured every other time she fought the
and
kidnappers. Do you think the
I
Samsara
enjoy
is
the
broken?
Fischl and Mona pairing. Like, just like the way they're... It's almost like an Abbott and Costello routine. Watching those two.
Hey, what kind of an answer is that?
Tomorrow will come. Everyone assumes this is common knowledge, but the only way you can know that for sure is if you experience tomorrow. How many todays has it been? Is it possible that today will be followed by yesterday? Does tomorrow truly exist as anything beyond a made-up concept? It's even possible that this entire world is a lie, and the history of the whole world has just been one endless Sub-Zero's festival.
Okay, no more. Paimon's brain is already shut down.
That's why it makes no sense to waste your energy thinking about things you will learn tomorrow. Get some good rest. You know, use the bathroom and flush your anxiety dookie away.
Paimon hear you correctly?
Huh? People always say they feel a sense of relief after eating a tuk-tuk. Is that so strange?
Someone's common sense that Paimon's at a loss for words. You were sounding kind of smart just a minute ago. Yeah. Even though it's happy and lively at the Sub-Zero's festival every day, it feels like it's been a long time since we've really gotten to relax. Let's go back to our room.
Continue the harvest. Compared to what we stand to achieve, these sacrifices are trivial.
We're still in the same day. Nahida, you already knew last night that we didn't break out of the Samsara? Why did you tell us?
Would there have been a point? You would have spent the night with new worries, with tomorrow still out of reach. In that case, you might as well rest within that brief moment of hope. An opportunity like that doesn't come by often, and I thought it might help you clear your minds.
Paimon thought that Duke did that! Whatever. Guess you were looking out for us after all.
Of course. In the time we've been together, you two have been everything to me.
Paimon's flattered and everything, but maybe you're taking things a little fast.
What I mean is, even though I had asked you to solve this puzzle, you two are still the only ones who can see me and sense my presence. In other words, if you weren't here, I may as well not exist.
That is actually a really challenging question.
Get it?
Because I love Klee's bubbling personality, but I love Chi-Chi's straight shooting personality. I would give anything to see those two interact
So, Traveler,
in
did
game.
the clues yesterday help you gain a new understanding of the situation?
Huh? Why are you scrapping your previous theory? Oh yeah, you're right! Gosh, how did we not notice that? In a simple time loop, people's physical conditions should also reset.
Yeah.
So, what's your new hypothesis?
The Grand Sage did something.
The beep is a prompt tone for Akasha operations. We still hear it every night, even though we removed our Akasha terminals. Mercenaries rely heavily on muscle memory, and Dia was able to use her experiences to avoid injury in later samsara cycles. The moon, illusions, and lie. We've already experienced... Okay, Nahida said the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate. If all our memories of a day are erased at the end of that day, then we would unwittingly relive the same day again and again.
Oh! Then the beep we hear every night could just be indicating the deletion of our memories! That's why when we wake up, everyone thinks the Sub-Zero's festival hasn't happened yet! It's already the next day, but everyone still thinks it's the day before! But muscle memory can't be erased! That's why Dia has been getting better at using her greatsword! Now everything makes sense!
A brilliant deduction.
Nahida, tell us if we're right or wrong!
To put it simply, it's as if you've mistaken a pyro crystal fly for a firefly in the night. You lost sight of its true nature because you focused too much on your perception that it glows.
That isn't simple at all!
Why don't you go talk to Miss Dia again? You might learn something new.
Right! She did help us find our latest clue after all. Let's go!
Man, I'm surprised Paimon didn't mention that it might be, Paimon didn't mention that the fight with the kidnapper should almost be over. Because, you know, Paimon hasn't mentioned that enough.
There you are. Really took me a while to find you.
As expected, Dia!
It hurt? Why would I?
Well, you're still getting used to your new
Truth be told, I also think it's pretty strange. It just suddenly felt so familiar in my hands and... wait a second! How did you know I got a new greatsword to begin with? I didn't tell anyone about it.
Traveler, could you explain the situation to her today? Paimon's gotten a little sick of doing it. Oh, that works.
What happened to you guys while I was gone? Did you get brainwashed by some cult?
I would explain why they don't dream, because their memories are being erased.
Too hard about it. Just take what we're saying at face value.
All right then, let me get this straight. You're telling me that my body's already gotten used to this great sword, but my brain just doesn't remember it?
Yes, your memory's being erased every day.
Then I'd have to disagree. That's impossible.
Oh? Why do you think that?
If we've actually been reliving the Sub-Zeru's festival day after day, then what happened to the things we used, the money we spent, the food we ate? Common sense says my wallet should have emptied itself a long time ago.
Right. They could use the Akasha to record what everyone did that day, and then use the city's resources to replenish everything. It's not very likely, but it's also not impossible.
No, it is impossible. I've got proof.
You have proof? Where?
You two are surprisingly serious about this nonsensical discussion. Fine, I'll play along for a little longer. Come with me, Miss Dunyarzad. Please come along as well. I still can't guarantee that this area is safe.
Paimon can't believe it's Dia who wants to show us something this time. 2 days ago, we were the ones taking her to see Dunyarzad.
This is it.
Huh? This is a wooden training dummy. What about it?
See those marks on the dummy? Those are the result of several days' worth of practice. Let's say the sages didn't replace it every day. Shouldn't it be hacked to pieces by now?
That's true, but what if they did?
Then the sages would have had to reproduce every mark I left during previous training sessions. I'm a professional fighter. My martial school has always emphasized the importance of refined control. The force, angle, and entry point of each strike is calculated and deliberate. That's why I remember every mark on the dummy, as well as my state of mind as I made each strike. It's just as they say, each swordsman has their own unique style, and even the same swordsman can't make the same cut twice. It would be impossible to copy these marks.
Really impossible? What if they use some fancy machine to carve every single mark?
People often say that a camera's photo can never replace an artist's painting because the former has no spirit to it. The same thing applies here. At a mere glance, I can differentiate carved marks from the results of combat training. Whew, I hope that cleared things up for you. Hey, is this that new brain-exercise game that's been super popular with the scholars lately? It's surprising. Anyway, it's getting late. I should escort Miss Dunyarzad to Nilu's stage. See you later.
Well, back to square one. Is our memory deletion theory also wrong? But at least we've reached some other conclusions in the meantime. Yep, that's true. So, can we think of any strange? Paimon feels like everything's been strange lately. Huh? Leaving the city? You're right! It's really strange how we never thought of such a simple solution! Many things should become clear if we can confirm the flow. Paimon can't believe it! Did we miss this because we're tunnel visioning too hard? How about we go back and ask Nahida? Maybe we've forgotten some...
Alright. Nahida, we want to go on vacation.
work early today. Did you find something new?
Are you just are you actually asking a question, or are you just phrasing things?
And we also aren't in the real world. But at the same time, we have a new question.
Leaving the city. As far as I remember...
We did? But we don't remember anything. What happened after we talked about those...
I don't know. Did you take the apples out of your hands before you put them back in the bag?
Let me think.
Before you put your hands in the bag?
You never actually told me what the outcome was. Oh, it's probably more accurate to say that both times you never came back the whole night. But you two sometimes stay out the entire night anyway, so at the time, I didn't think too much about it.
It is true that sometimes...
So then wouldn't it still be 5 in the bag then?
Before we know it, it'll already be the next day. But still, neither of us remember anything about leaving town.
Really? That's kind of strange. In theory, I should have already awakened all your memories.
Yep, something here's definitely fishy. Let's get to the bottom of this tomorrow. Our memories are back! About that... Well...
Traveler, aside from your memories that were just restored, I have another message for you.
Another message from whom?
Listen to it and you'll understand.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zeru's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
Traveler, you should be missing 2 days worth of memories. Paimon will fill you in. It's time to carry out our plan from yesterday. Okay, let's go!
I picked Air 8 Ether because I wanted the male protagonist.
Why can't we leave the city? What is the Academia up to now?
Don't ask me. It's not like I can tell you anything. This is a direct order from the Grand Sage. Just wait until tomorrow.
I have a real emergency. My goods have already arrived at Port Ormos. If I don't hurry, they'll be stolen.
That's your problem. Make sure you make a request in advance next time.
But it's not like you can just predict business matters in advance.
It looks like the Academia already announced a lockdown for Sumeru City today. How completely unsurprising. Let's go and question them. Hello, sir. Why can't...
Here we go again. Don't ask me. I don't know either. We just received an order that no one is allowed to enter or exit Sumeru today. They didn't tell us anything else. Angering me won't get you anywhere. If I had that kind of insider info, I would have left this stupid post long ago.
It looks like he really doesn't know. If we can't get anything out of him, let's take matters into our own hands. Why don't we climb over the
Does she? That's interesting.
Guards can't be everywhere at once. This is a good spot, and the guard hasn't noticed us at all. Let's hurry! Huh? Why? Are you going to leave Paimon behind? But what if things get really weird? Paimon knows that Paimon can't do much, but... Okay. Paimon will wait for you. Promise Paimon that you'll come back as soon as possible. And please... Memories! Traveler! Paimon would never see Paimon waited for you for hours and hours at the city wall and you never came back. You promised Paimon that you were only taking a quick...
think he understood what you were saying.
Paimon doesn't care! Paimon wanted to go look for you, but you also said that Paimon should stay! Paimon was
Yeah, it is.
worried and so scared the entire day! Okay. Paimon will forgive you. The most important thing is that you...
Okay, Paimon, can you tell us your perspective of what really happened yesterday? I see. Using two people's different perspectives.
After that, you left the city. Paimon kept her eyes on you the whole time, but then you... disappeared in an instant. No way! Paimon was watching you with the fullest attention.
What's your perspective, Traveler? You sure you don't have any memory of this? I guess that explains everything. You also lost your memories the last 2 times you tried to leave the city. Those days' memories can't be awoken.
So, if we leave the city,
This...
our memories will be completely erased?
Oh, yeah. True.
It really sounds like something big outside of the city is being hidden on purpose. But this way, we'll also never discover what's outside. Something like a message? But how can we send it back?
Don't look at me like that. I'm not used to being stared at. Well... Okay. You want something that can pass on messages, right? Give me some time and take care of Dunyar's out for me.
Yep! Now we're talking!
I'm done. Here you go.
What? Isn't this just an Akasha terminal?
You made some little changes. Akasha terminals are already capable of sending messages.
What do I
Just tweak it so that
accept
it can
is
connect
the
to Uno.
academia? What do you mean?
To make something like this? Nahida, you really know the Akasha like the back of your hand. Anyway, we can use this now to record a message, right?
Yep. I'll help you save the messages. It should be pretty easy to use. I just can't guarantee the user's status and signal coverage when they're outside the city.
We'll never know until we try. At least we're taking the initiative now.
Expect? I don't know. I think it's in all honesty, I feel like it, in the eyes of the public, it's some form of like institution where people can learn, but it's in behind the scenes, it's basically sort of like I don't know, like a mafia that kind of runs the joint.
Let's go then. Let's expose those sages. Alright. Paimon isn't as worried about being separated since it happened once yesterday. But Paimon still isn't happy about it. Okay. See you tomorrow, Traveler.
Oh, I hated the sages the moment I met the... Not the one that talked to Tainari, but the one that literally just talked to Nilu.
Yes. Although the signal was choppy and had some interference, we still managed to receive 2 messages from you when you were outside.
Okay, now that you understand what's going on, let's hear the messages together.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zeru's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them. I've entered another space.
Yeah, Azar.
Before me are flowing sandstone and howling fish. impossible and surreal sights. All these spaces are empty except for the
I figured as
occasional ones
much.
that contain mute puppets rather than people. I can't sense any human presence.
That's one heck of an info dump. It sounds like you left the Sumeru city space when you set foot outside of the walls. But everything looked completely normal when Paimon was looking out from the inside. That's unbelievable. And if we take your word for it, the other spaces all had very weird contents.
There's another part here. I only received it last night.
These spaces have been disappearing one after the other, absorbed by something like a sun in the sky. And now, even the final space has also disappeared. Behind me, a lot of spaces just appeared again from thin air. I get it now. Those spaces are actually...
No, I haven't.
Why did the message end right there? What did the traveler want to say? What are those spaces?
Probably because yesterday just happened to end at that moment.
Oh, right. Paimon did hear a beep from the Akasha. Did it come from here or from the message?
The message. It should have come from the Traveler's Akasha Terminal.
After the beep, Traveler said even the final spaces also disappeared.
Traveler, what do you think that final space could have been?
Yeah.
Was that space actually the real world? But wouldn't a real space just randomly disappearing like that be catastrophic? All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common: a lack of human presence. My impression is that each day in this samsara only ends at the sound of that beep from the Akasha.
Oh, so that's what it is! After the sound of the beep, the final space, the Sub-Zero's festival, also disappears, and we're taken to the next day. Later on, Traveler also mentioned a bunch of new spaces materializing behind them. Do lots of new spaces appear every day? Paimon's head is spinning.
I want to get back to fighting something, please.
Well, consider this. For all the horrors of the Archon War, at its heart, it was just a game where a bunch of gods fought over 7 seats. So no matter how strange or spooky things may look on the surface, maybe all they point to in the end is a small and simple secret.
Wow, the Archon War, huh? That's an analogy and a half. Hey, where are you going?
No, I like how that's just a sight now on the familiar bench in the city. Your tomato sauce? Sounds good. Oh, the survey's available.
Do you want some alone time to think? Alright then, Paimon won't disturb you.
Hey, DK!
Zeros is about to begin.
Genshin's pretty
I'm
good.
going to go watch it.
I've entered into the Genshin equivalent of Groundhog Day. I'm just waiting to meet Bill Murray.
See you later.
Have you figured it out yet, Traveler? Awesome! What is it? Paimon wants to know. Oh, wait, no. Let's meet up with Nahida first.
You tell me. I pulled for both banners. When the banners came out, I ended up with 1 Sara. I pulled 3 Seiyus getting me C6. I have 1 Raiden. I have C1 Ayato. And I got about 37 Rosarias. I have right now I have 0 desire for any of the 5 stars coming out. I don't care for Zhao, Hu Tao, Yellen. I don't really know too much about the combo of the fighting style of the next guy, but I like 37 might be an exaggeration, but I literally spent a lot of money just trying to get C6 Seiyu. Like, I had C5. I just wanted C6. And every single pull was Rosaria. Sometimes I even got 2 Rosarias. I'm not even kidding. Maybe it was more like 15, but it was still a lot of Rosarias. But yeah, I don't know how the new character, well, my main, I don't really have a main. I just switch between fun teams. So this is this team, this is this team, and this is my main team because it does the most damage. Yeah, it's a good story, DK. You're gonna love Crosscode. You're gonna love it going forward for sure. This is my primary damage team though. Nahida alone is the reason why I don't know if I care about getting Yao Yao or the 5-star guy. Because she's such a good Dendro user. And then this is sort of like a temp. Yeah. I have him too. I actually have C1 Wanderer. I didn't even want him. I pulled on the banner specifically to get Yang Fei. I got C1 Wanderer, Jean, and C6 Goro and Faruzan before I pulled 1 Yang Fei. I pulled 3 5-stars and maxed out 2 4-stars before I got 1 4-star. Suffice to say, in the almost similar amount of pulls, my friend got 3 5-stars as well, but she failed the 50-50. I passed it. I 1-pulled Wanderer. I 1-pulled him. I pulled him first pull. I'm gonna goof off with this team for a little bit now. Hey, sister, how you doing? Look at that. 2 cuties side by side. Like, can it get better?
You're back. I've been waiting forever for you two.
If I had to pick an actual main, though, like, if I had to pick one character I would absolutely want on any team, it'd probably be Shinobu. Shinobu, through healing and through her skill alone, makes her almost like a very valuable person on many teams.
Are you ready to take your Sub-Zero's exam and graduate from the festival? Okay. First off, have you discovered the hidden truth?
We've already experienced the Sub-Zero's festival. Okay, Nahida said all the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common. Those spaces remind me of dreams. Like the moon, illusions, and lies. What are they?
Yeah.
People
That's
in
like every
Sumeru
Genshin
don't
character.
dream. We are all in a dream. It isn't that the people of Sumeru don't dream. Rather, the Akasha is taking their...
People in Sumeru think they don't dream, but the truth is the Akasha steals their dreams without them knowing it. And those spaces with no human presence are stolen dreams without their host. That would explain why they sounded so weird when he was trying to describe them. Huh. So people in Sumeru do dream after all. In fact, we're all in one big dream together right now.
Correct answer. Now, how did you conclude that the Akasha is capable of this? The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate. It is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace. And it grants knowledge to
Yeah.
the people.
That doesn't sound right.
Oh, okay. Those dream-controlling creatures in the forest also get their power from the Dendro Archon, right? That would explain why the Akasha has the ability to control people's dreams, too. But is stealing everyone's dreams really how the Akasha compiles their wisdom? Isn't there anything more to it than that?
Dreams are fantastical, complex, and full of imagination. People's brains are the most active when they're dreaming. In other words, dreams are rich bundles of human wisdom.
So in other words, the complete opposite of how Hypatia understood it. Paimon remembers her saying that the sages think dreams are foolish delusions, and the fact that no one dreams is a blessing from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So it was all a dirty trick? The real story is that the sages from the Academia are using the Akasha to steal people's dreams for their own use, huh?
When I pulled for Child, so I pulled for Child, I two-pulled the 50-50 and failed, got Tainari, two-pulled again, got Child, switched banners, pulled probably 8 more times, then pulled Catching on another failed 50-50, and then in my last 9 pulls, I pulled Miko. I actually have a clip of that on my channel. I've also back-to-back pulled Albedo. My friend Twig thinks I have insane... Well, a lot of people apparently think I have insane Genshin pulling luck. It took me a little bit to get Ayato. I got him. I actually failed the 50-50, and that's how I got D-Luke. When I got Ayato, I switched to Raiden's banner, and I one-pulled Raiden right after getting Ayato. I got C1 Ayato going for C6 Seiyu.
Oh? By the sounds of it, you understand the current situation pretty well. So then, what about the Samsara?
The Grand Sage said, that doesn't sound right. We've already... My mind... Those spaces kept Those dreamscapes kept vanishing.
Correct. The Akasha is keeping each person's brain in a constant dream state, but also separating their consciousness from their own dream. Their disembodied consciousness is placed inside the collective dream of the Sub-Zero's festival along with everyone else's, while their now vacant dreams are harvested by the Akasha. No one is any the wiser as another day passes in the dream, and so begins another samsara cycle. People wake up to yet another dream about the Sub-Zero's festival. The dreams that belong to them are once again harvested by the Akasha, and so it continues.
So, this is like a dream factory, and the Akasha is a dream harvesting machine. Did Paimon get that analogy right?
Very good, Paimon. Using analogies well is an excellent habit to get into.
Okay, so that beep we keep hearing is actually from our real-life Akasha terminals. Taking off our terminals in this dream doesn't...
What do you mean, get reached?
Alright, last question. Who am I?
They say that alchemical divination is the...
So you noticed.
Get teached? Like what do you mean? Like get taught to have Zhongli teach me things versus getting annoyed by Ito? Oh no, Zhongli is a pretty interesting character in the game. Like I'm someone that likes anecdotal information. Like I don't necessarily care to like full on delve in, but like I do like just knowing like basic interesting information.
I thought that one would be the hardest question. That's why I put it last.
That wasn't hard at all. Even Paimon guessed that. Everything about... Now that you mention it, Nahida, you've been hinting to us since the very beginning. It's funny. Thinking back to when we were asking all over the place for info about Lesser Lord Kusanali. Paimon didn't expect to meet you like this.
Yes, those can wait until we're back in real life. On the other hand, I'd be happy to answer any more questions you have about here and now. You asked me this question before. My answer was, now that you know this is all a dream, this answer should hopefully make... Have you heard the saying, don't wake a sleepwalker? Likewise, if someone suddenly had told you all this instead of you learning it on your own, your notion of reality and dream would be thrown into irreversible confusion. I couldn't expose you to that kind of risk. That's why I could only give you very subtle hints and some suggestions. Long story short, I'm really sorry I had... Firstly, this dream we're in is completely based on reality. People have already experienced this Sub-Zero's festival, so it would be very difficult for them to... Secondly, you're probably wondering why people don't have any memories from earlier samsara, right? That's because people don't remember their dreams most of the time anyway. And in any case, their actual dreams are being taken away from them by the Akasha. So whenever they wake up in this dream of the Sub-Zero's festival, they don't remember anything from their previous identical dream.
That reminds Paimon. Traveler had a dream when we were in the Avidia Forest, but couldn't see what it was about after waking up. Is that...
Yes. Only after receiving the blessing of Dendro can a person gain the Dendro element's dream-enhancing power. That explains the feelings of deja vu. Meanwhile, everyone else has no idea that they are...
Alright, see you later, DK. Thanks for stopping by.
All their dreams are stolen from them over and over again.
Sorry, I got a pinged message. Everything's good.
Can humans really keep dreaming forever like this? Will it ever end? And if so, when?
You might say your mental fatigue has already answered this question. Eventually, there's only so much that people can tolerate. Especially those whose health is compromised to begin with, like Dunyarzad. This relentless exploitation takes an even harder toll on them.
People's lives are at stake here, and no...
I know, right? Why did they have to base this dream on my birthday? Could it really just be a coincidence?
Even you don't know the reason?
I presume not in a dream, not if they're repeating the same day.
Academia sages are determined
Because
to
nothing
harvest
here
lots
is
of things
real,
in a short
right?
time, no matter the cost. They have to be up to no good. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about it. Traveler, do you have any information?
The Grand Sage said,
Celebrate the birth of that god? Could it mean... deceiving the people of Sumeru with no regard for their safety? No matter what they're trying to do after we end the Sub-Zero's festival, Samsara, we have to look into them.
How can the sages of the Academia do this behind their Archon's back?
In the end, I'm just the moon. The real sun is long gone.
A sun and a moon? Oh, we're out of time?
I'll tell you how to break free of the Samsara tomorrow.
Does it have to do with the dance? I want this to end with the dance.
Good morning, Nahida. Wait. Now that Paimon remembers... Hey! What's wrong, Nahida? You don't...
I'm afraid that what you're thinking right now is correct.
Did Dunyarzad already...
The real Dunyarzad's consciousness has indeed disappeared. It can no longer endure the constant dream harvesting.
Paimon can't believe it. Wait, so what about that other Dunyarzad? Just what is she?
She's actually something like a puppet, but not completely. The real Dunyarzad's consciousness could no longer keep playing her role in this dream. So another Dunyarzad appeared to replace her in the dream. Just like the grass and the trees, that Dunyarzad is just a building block of the dream that helps to keep it going.
Yeah.
But personality-wise, she's nothing like the real
Puppets are stiff, and can't copy a living person's vitality. After all, they're just there as filler. You know, speaking of which, the old
Dunyarzad truly believed that she met you within her consciousness. And it was you who inspired...
Yes. Back then, her family was overly protective of her. No one cared about her personality or thoughts. It was as if she only lived to stall her Elazar. I just gave her a little wisdom so she could look at life in a new way. So that she could be her own person. But even so, she's still... far from it. I'm still a long way off from being a real Archon.
I'd really like to see her meet some of the older Archons, like...
If I were a competent Archon, I wouldn't have let my most faithful follower die at the Sub-Zero's festival with so many regrets.
Please don't beat yourself up over it, Nahida.
Because, like, she's the most unexperienced, right? I'd really like to see her talk with the other ones, like, especially Zhongli.
All I did was to rationally observe the distance between myself and a real Archon.
Don't be like that, Nahida. Even real Archons are still allowed to be sad.
Yeah, we've met 3 of them. And I've seen all 3 of them express sadness. That's actually true.
Great, but how do we do that?
Venti expressed sadness in his story mission. Or in his like side story mission thing. Where he talked about the friend whose body he's replicating. Zhongli, it was in his second story with where you fought the dragon under the tree, where he talked about like the erosion of time on his friend's mind. And it was her second story where she was fighting Baal for like in like 500 years basically in a time distortion. They all express sadness at the end of each of those moments.
Although the Sub-Zero's festival dream is under the Akasha's control, only humans can dream. Even the Akasha is unable to create them. That means this dream belongs to a host who created it.
Huh? So, how should we find that person?
Well, if this is someone's dream, then everything here must come from deep within their consciousness. Which means, with the power of imagination,
yeah,
they can change anything in this dream.
And she wants to play hopscotch with the other Archons. Like, that's something I want to see in game.
Working through what you perceive as normal. Like when the server at a tavern brings a plate to you, you'd naturally assume that food is on it. However, if you're the dream's host and you become aware that you're dreaming, when you imagine gold and more on the plate, the dream will respond in kind, and the server really will bring you gold and mora. But right now,
yeah, it's called lucid
unaware
dreaming.
that this is a dream. No matter how many times they're served, find some way to make that person realize that they're dreaming. Usually, once that happens, the person will wake up and the dream samsara will be broken.
How are we going to find them, though? If it could be anyone, it'd be like looking
If it was not Dundrazar, it's probably Nilo.
And even if we did find them, how are we supposed to make them realize they're dreaming? After all, like you said, don't wake a sleepwalker.
It's extremely difficult, yes. But the only ones who can do it are you two. Remember, everything you've achieved up to this point has all been for the sake of finding the host and ending the samsara. As for me, during this time, I'll be out of town.
Out of town? Are you going to that place full of dreams where the traveler went?
Yes. I want to try something. There must still be a small wisp of possibility.
He's gonna try and rescue Dundrazar from maybe another dream and pull her into reality. Or maybe even just go talk to her before she fully dies.
Paimon's still a little upset that we've come this far only for
Venti never really left his people. He just let them govern themselves. As the god of freedom, he didn't feel it right to be in charge. He never left his people, per se. He just let them govern themselves. He didn't want to be a figurehead, nor the one in charge.
Yeah. Saving Dunyarzad is what kept us going this whole time.
And I feel like Raiden cares about her people, but she cares about her ideals more. That was the problem. She cared about her ideals of eternity more, which led to the whole process of what she went through. But I think losing her sister probably factored into that.
Easier to control it that way, no?
And Zhongli's the oldest character in the game, or the oldest known character in the game so far. He's over 6,000 years old. He's just tired. He's just exhausted. He's just done with it all. He thinks it's time for everyone to let Liyue move into a new generation.
Huh. That's true. Plus, the sages probably weren't counting on their beat, so who do you think the host of the dream is? Oh, that would make sense. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, is a symbol of the whole Sub-Zero's festival, right? Let's go ask him some questions, shall
You're back. You left in a hurry last time. Is everything okay?
Everything's fine, just...
An experiment? That came out of no...
Could you... make a wish?
You want me to make a wish? Is that a...
Less questions, more
Okay. My wish. My wish. Okay.
Oh.
I noticed earlier that she looked a bit down, and she wasn't really talking to anyone. She just doesn't seem like herself. She's always so gentle and I've also wondered if the reason she asked me to be fairest knight of flowers is because I'm special to her, or something.
So, you have a crush on Dunya?
Oh, is it that obvious? After what I just said, I guess it is. When she placed the hat of the Knight of Flowers onto my head, she said to me, I want everyone to have a happy Sub-Zero's festival. What she didn't realize was that I'm not that interested in how everyone else feels. In that moment, I just wanted to be her Knight of Flowers for the rest of my life. 50 years? Okay, yeah, that was a bit much. Felt like the right moment to get it off my chest, but okay. I'm ready to make my wish. I would like Miss Dunyarzad to appear in front of me right now with a smile on her face. Here goes.
Please come true.
I'm gonna open my eyes. Oh!
What?
Fucky? Sorry, but only one portion of Yalda candies per person. Back home you go. Nice try, you two. Anyway, never mind.
Guess he isn't the host of this dream after all. Should have expected it wouldn't be this easy. It seems like everyone who knows Dunyarzad loves her. But none of them has...
My lady, step back.
That sounds like Dia! Oh, right. This is when Dunyarzad... Huh? But Dia can handle them! Hey, Traveler!
Yeah.
Oh, it's you. Great timing. Please take... Hey, this is my job. The homie Yannis pay me, not you. You... fine, alright. Anyway, watch yourself.
So you got yourself some backup.
Oh, do I actually finally get the fight?
Feeling lucky today?
Be still.
Oops. I didn't tag you.
Where do you think the bond is strong?
Cascade.
Traveler, were you just taking your anger out on those guys? You and Nahida both. Oh, and speaking of, remember how during the first Sub-Zero's festival, before the Samsara started, she said it was because she had forgotten something? Okay, so Paimon's memory is working so far. Anyway, Paimon also remembers that she is staying somewhere around here. She pointed it out to us. Yeah, even... This is the place! It's rude to enter other people's spaces without... Hey! The windows are unlocked! Okay. Paimon's gonna take a peek inside. This was only a temporary residence, so there was pretty much nothing inside except the... Should we open it?
After almost 16 days, I was finally able to get these notes written before the Sumeru's festival. So the festival ends, you and Paimon will probably continue your journey immediately. so I was hoping that I'd be able to give this to you before that. This is a compilation of folk legends concerning Lesser Lord Kusanali, created from a series of interviews that I conducted in this succession and wrote down. I interviewed so many people, but I'm afraid that there are very few who know much about her. Still, I hope this will be useful for her. People suddenly found the water was drinkable again, and some said that a green light was seen near the water source the previous night. Everyone believes this was the divine power of Lesser Lord Kusanali at work. So quite possible. After Mama passed away, I was super afraid of the dark and couldn't sleep. But from one day on, I would hear a voice that would chat with me until I fell asleep. A nice lady told me that Lesser Lord Kusanali must have been watching over me. There was this one time I'd had a wee bit too much to drink and couldn't find my way home to save my life. Then, when I turned a corner, I could have sworn I saw Lesser Lord Kusanali. She was very tall and had the most muscular arms, and she caught me when I slipped and fell. The next morning, I found myself sleeping under a tree. I reckon that must have been her looking out for me. Not sure this one has much value as a reference. That was probably just a tree, right?
Wow. Dunyarzad wrote all of this. Sounds like she was always thinking of us even while we were away. Even though she was also busy preparing for the Sumeru's festival and had all... She must have wanted to give this to us as a gift on the day of the Sumeru's festival, right? If we hadn't found this book, we never would have known. But now that we know, we... Hey! Where are you off to, Nan?
I'm taking a different route this time. Try and stop me, game.
It's Dunyarzad's puppet. Traveler? You must be exhausted. Come to think of it, we've been stuck in this place for a really, really long time. Heck, even the last time we were chatting happily with Dunyarzad feels like an eternity ago. Paimon still remembers when we were sitting here, and the way her eyes sparkled when she
There will always be frustrations in life, but I know that the point of living is not to leave behind any regrets.
That was what the real Dunyarzad said, wasn't it? Does that mean...
Yes, Traveler. What is it?
Oh, so she's still just a puppet. But just now, what? Where are we going this time?
Oh, we're gonna have the dance. Since it's just a dream and it's Dunyarzad's dream. I knew this had to end on the dance. It's either her or Nilo's dream.
If you continue to resist, the Grand Sage...
Oh. Traveler?
Traveler?
Traveler? What the heck are you doing? Wait, they're not reacting. Have they been scared stiff? Oh, of course! If this is the sage's plan, they wouldn't put themselves through this. So they're just substitutes.
What is this? What happened to the Grand Sage and his entourage? Like I said, they symbolize the goddess of flowers. It's just a shame that all the real Padisaras went extinct after her death.
Yes. The Greater Lord brought forth new Padisaras in memory of the goddess of flowers. But she ultimately could never truly replicate that beautiful shade of purple.
That beautiful shade of purple. Aren't these flowers real Padisaras? Just like the ones from the legend? I didn't even notice. Tanyarzad, did you find these?
But didn't you just say all the real flowers went extinct after the goddess of flowers passed away? So, Al?
Yeah. What's going on here?
Yeah, it is her dream.
You guys are acting... Hey!
They disappeared! So Nilu's the host. What if purple Padisaras don't exist in the real world anymore? But in Nilu's subconscious, they can appear as decorations on the stage. It's just like the example Nahida told us. People assume there will be food on a plate, and Nilu assumed there would be real Padisaras in the flower pots. So when you saw the flowers, you instantly knew it was Nilu? But if we want to end the samsara, we need the host to become aware that they're dreaming. How should we make Nilu realize that?
Am I dreaming?
Huh?
So I'm right. Is this Lesser Lord Kusanali responding to our celebration of the Sabzeruz festival?
Yeah.
Wrong guess, but you aren't completely wrong either. The point is, what made you think this is a dream? As far as you know, people in Sumeru don't dream, right?
Yeah, but have you heard the tale of the first sage? To prevent a calamity, he went on a journey to find the Dendro Archon.
Ooh, sounds familiar. Dunyarzad told us a story like that when we first arrived in Sumeru City. So it was about the first sage, huh?
Yep, but in the part you heard, he hadn't become the first sage yet. There's more to the story. His piety and wisdom were acknowledged by the Dendro Archon, and she finally gave her blessing to him. All kinds of spectacular scenes appeared in front of the first sage, as if all the knowledge in the world was being painted onto a canvas right before him. He was captivated. After who knows how long, he mastered all the knowledge he could comprehend. Afterward, he said to the Dendro Archon, "I miss my parents, my wife, and my children. I've been away from home for far too long. They must be worried." The Dendro Archon smiled. The next second, the sage found himself lying in his bed, as if he had just woken up from a dream. His wife, lying next to him, said, "You're off to search for the Dendro Archon today, aren't you? Have a safe journey, my love." In the end, the first sage took care of many disasters in Sumeru City, and founded the Academia. What a happy ending.
So, the first sage was dreaming ever since the beginning of the story? He never went on his journey?
Yes, But his faith and determination were conveyed to the Dendro Archon, so she blessed him in the form of a dream.
Paimon understands where you're coming from
Yeah.
now. That's a really interesting connection. But we really gotta wake up soon, like the sage in the story.
I see. Well, it just so happens that today's Sub-Zero's festival is almost over too. Since we're in a dream, let's make this final dance of Sub-Zero's as beautiful as we can.
Alright, let's see the dance.
The wait is over, everyone. I dedicate this to our god, the Dance of Sub-Zeros.
I'd be lying if I said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Nilou's dance.
Yeah. That's what Nahida was doing. Was finding her spirit.
Good morning, traveler. Oh, Paimon feels like she's been asleep for the longest time. Paimon's head feels super heavy. Paimon thinks it was the Sub-Zero's. Have we finally escaped from the Sub-Zero's? Quick, take off your Akasha terminal. She's not in her room. What happened? Huh? What did...
Catherine.
Traveler and Paimon,
Nahida's possessing Catherine.
for organizing the Sub-Zero's festival for me.
I'm sorry, who are... Oh, Traveler Paimon. I have something. I just had a dream. And I saw...
You're actually Nahida, aren't you? Paimon felt like Catherine was acting weird when we met at the Sub-Zero's festival. And... Dunyarzad,
It's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened. Let's chat somewhere else. How about
I love how this is just that this bench has become a tourist spot. I'm surprised this didn't become a Genshin meme.
Let's talk about Dunyarzad first. It's such a relief that she's all right.
After we parted on the last day of the Sub-Zero's festival, I left the city and saw what the traveler had described. Among the countless dreams, I found one that was growing fainter and fainter. This proved my suspicion. Once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the Akasha harvesting her dreams, her consciousness began to dissipate. But this also meant it escaped the Akasha's control. Such a small fragment of consciousness can't last for very long, though. It will return to its original dream, where both will gradually fade until they completely disappear. I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible, but it still wouldn't have lasted for much longer if it hadn't been for you two breaking the samsara.
So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad in the end. Not a moment too soon.
It's truly a miracle.
Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that you'd start crying. I need to spend more time observing human emotions.
I don't know. I don't really follow memes too much for Genshin.
Alright, you two must have a lot of other questions for me, right? After all, you saved my faithful believer. As your reward, I will answer any and all questions.
At the Avidia forest, there was this incense that made the traveler fall unconscious and dream of a huge tree and a red sky.
You also heard someone's voice, right? It said world and forget me.
Yeah, so you do know! We've been wanting to ask you what that was about, and if the red sky was related to Conria.
It seems like the traveler established a connection to Irminsul. That was a message left by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul. Perhaps her last memory before she died. As you two probably know, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared after the disaster in Conria. The timings of these events do line up, so your suspicions are reasonable.
A message from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? We thought it was from King Deshret.
King Deshret? That god who died even longer ago? Some present-day desert dwellers still worship him. You probably just heard some of their conspiracies.
Okay, so...
No, I don't really play multiplayer unless I'm collabing with people.
I still haven't managed to decipher it.
I specifically did not do the Wind Trace event because I didn't care for the multiplayer. That's how much. It's not a Genshin thing. I just generally am averse to public multiplayer. In pretty much almost any game I play, I do not like PvP or anything like that.
But people still keep falling victim to it. But I believe this is the key to saving Irminsul. That's why I've kept trying to decipher it.
So the tree in the vision was Irminsul? Oh, Tainari also said that Irminsul is sick! Is it because of the contaminated consciousness? But even if you can't figure out what that vision was all about, it seems like our search for you was all in vain.
The traveler wasn't affected after coming in contact with that consciousness. I've never seen anyone like that. With you here, we may have a chance at deciphering it. No, we must decipher its secrets. I've already eliminated all other factors that might affect Irminsul. This is the only one left. This puzzle has life and death at stake. It could determine Irminsul's fate, as well as Tevat's. To be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as a medium to occupy Catherine's consciousness.
How did you do that? Poor Catherine. Does this mean you can also occupy other people's consciousnesses?
Theoretically, I can enter anyone's mind as long as they're wearing their Akasha terminal. The Akasha is the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. As Lesser Lord Kusanali and the first Akasha terminal, my consciousness has always been linked to the Akasha. I've always respected my people's free will, so I've never actually occupied their consciousness. When necessary, I just borrow this bionic Snezhnayan puppet.
Hold on. So Catherine is... No wonder Paimon felt something was off about her.
Oh, that's just like a plot drop right there.
That story begins a long time ago. After Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared, the sages found my newly born self and took me back to Sumeru. At that time, I was young and weak. The sages kept me in the sanctuary of Surasthana, ostensibly for the sake of protecting me. But I've hardly heard from them since. However, I do understand that they had hoped to find Greater Lord Rukkhadevata instead of me, a symbol of her passing.
So, the sages basically put their new Archon under house arrest? How dare they! Why don't you teach them a lesson, Nahida?
In some ways, they aren't wrong.
I do know Catherine shares a voice actress with the Genshin character.
Even after her death, the Akasha is still empowering this nation.
Yeah, she voices Ayaka.
I'm still really
Erica.
far away from being able to call myself the God of Wisdom.
Erica Mendez voices Catherine and Ayaka.
Academia is also more proficient at governing this country. My existence has little meaning.
Yeah, you got a lot of believers. Just look at the Sub-Zero's festival. Everyone who showed up truly loves you.
Thank you for the kind words. But I honestly don't need physical freedom as long as I can connect my consciousness to the Akasha. Trying to find a way to save Irminsul is my life's mission and top
I
priority.
like him. He was my he was one of my primary characters for a long time.
Every once in a while, I will also take up the duties of the God of Wisdom and enlighten a lost soul here and there. Doing all that should be enough. There's never been any big problems with the Academia's governance of Sumeru. This is the first time I've seen them step out of line. I wonder what caused them to go down this path, and what they hope to achieve. Even though the city's residents haven't noticed anything strange, if the Traveler hadn't broken the Sub-Zero's samsara, the situation could have become dire. I tried to do some investigating in the Akasha, but I couldn't find anything suspicious. And all the people of interest seem to purposely avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. I think they're deliberately trying to hide something.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. In Gandharvaville, there was a sage who had invited Kainerite to join some kind of project. Could it be related?
Regardless, I need to first investigate the sage's motives, make things right, and punish them if needed. But I'll have to be discreet, or they'll see me coming. You mean how the Akasha stops you from having dreams?
Yeah, it's been such a long time. No one's noticed something's up?
It's not that no one noticed. It's more like no one cared. Ultimately, it's all rooted in the sage's misdirection.
Misdirection?
The sages convinced everyone to believe that being unable to dream is a sign of rationality and wisdom. Not dreaming is a badge of honor in Sumeru. Even if the truth is that their dreams are being reaped by the Akasha. With their propaganda in place, the sages can maximize their use of the Akasha to facilitate their research. Besides, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata must have created the Akasha in the hopes that it could be used to its full potential. That's why I've never come out strongly against this. Anyway, the perspective advocated by the sages drowned out any voices of doubt. By now, even
Character
those who never
holding?
used
Like, how many
Akasha
characters do
minerals
I have?
were too shameful and got it. I hope my answers were satisfactory, seekers of knowledge. To be honest, maintaining Dunyarzad's fading dream took a lot of mental energy. I think I may need to rest for a while. Oh,
Like, what do you mean
I
character
don't need to
holding
learn
then?
too much about the sage's activities for now. The Akasha won't be able to conduct another project on the scale of the Sub-Zero.
Oh, that's my scepter saber.
Immediate future. Go and get some sleep.
It's my weapon as the Omni King.
What a relief.
It can be used as a blunt weapon through the top, or cast spells, or I can grab it by the red part and use the silver part as sort of like a blade.
Traveler?
But it's not actually, like, it's not sharp unless, like, I want to use it as a sword.
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't wake up a sleepwalker.
I can also throw it too, like you see people throw like spinning staffs and stuff.
I see. Huh. I should visit my maintenance personnel sometime. Oh, I'm fine. I better go. Thank you.
We've spent quite some time in Sumeru City, but ever since we last said goodbye to Lesser Lord Kusanali, we haven't heard anything from her. Aw.
Oh, there we go. I unlocked 2 new story missions. I can now change commissions too, right? Sumeru's oh, no, not yet.
Ad Astra Abyssosque. We meet again, you two.
Hi, Catherine. Do you have any commissions for us today?
Commissions, huh? Let me think. Oh, how about this? Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon and recite a love poem on stage.
Wait, say what now?
And if possible, please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon finishing the poem.
Huh? What kind of commission is that?
I feel embarrassed just by imagining
I
it.
see. It appears that you're not interested in this commission. In that case, please go to Port Ormos and convince the Eremites there to spend some time volunteering at the local orphanage.
Hey, that's not any better.
I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting reactions as well.
Paimon's gotta ask. Just who exactly has been submitting these commissions to the Adventurers Guild?
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to see the two of you in action.
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often.
So it's Nahida. Paimon just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes.
The voice sounded off.
From when she said, Ad Astra Abyssosque?
So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting Nahida?
Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream. It was another dream about the Sub-Zero's festival, except it was a happy one. In my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands as they danced in circles. I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really, really high above the ground, and I was throwing an endless amount of Yalda candy.
You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Sub-Zero's festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets together to celebrate your birthday.
Huh? Wasn't I describing a really happy dream? Why are you both looking at me like that? Wait, could this be an example of the emotion known as pity?
No, we aren't pitying you. That would only make everything worse. We just don't want you to feel too sad. By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? The Homiyanis haven't allowed any visitors after the festival, so we haven't been able to check on her.
Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. She was resting at the time. Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care of Irminsul's own withering. But for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the sages are up to and what they're planning.
And how is it connected to the Fatui? Because it always is. It always is. The Fatui's involved somehow. In some way.
Our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sages' activities. As for how we should pull that off, let's discuss it somewhere else. There are too many adventurers around here.
Oh, good point. Sorry, adventurers. We're gonna be borrowing Catherine for a little while.
Was I lied to? I was told Sumeru commissions would open at the end of Act 2.
Let's continue our chat here.
Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida?
Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts.
Oh, okay, never mind. I need to finish this. There's a mini quest I need to do.
We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could tip them off and lead to terrible consequences. After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages. I've already tried that, but
Alright,
team members of
thanks for
Act
dropping
2
by,
even
EVQ.
a core of 30 guards intentionally avoid wearing
Really
their
appreciate you showing up and taking part in chat. I stream pretty much whenever I don't close at work. If you check, you can check me on Twitter. I have my schedule pinned there. You can also go to YouTube. I have a stream of sorts that's literally just kind of like a permanent upcoming stream, and it's just the thumbnail is just my schedule. So you can see whenever I'm going to stream just by going to my YouTube channel. It'll be right there. I try my best to remember to update it. But I will be streaming tomorrow at 7 p.m. EST.
No way, that's too risky.
You mean it'd be too easy to get caught?
No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocent students in this. A single mistake could completely ruin their lives. Doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals. How is that any different from what the sages are doing?
That's a good point. spoken like the god of Sumeru. Are we really out of ideas? Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have something in mind, right? Don't keep us in suspense. Spill the beans already.
According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of a planning session will give more weight to the actual proposal.
Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make us take your ideas seriously.
Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary people involved, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages.
You're saying we should recruit a spy? That does sound like it could work. Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Alhaitham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind the Academia's back. They probably aren't in cahoots.
Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female scholar named Setaria?
Setaria? Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's always trailing behind the Grand Sage of the Academia? We ran into her basically every time the Sub-Zero's festival repeated itself. You could even say we're old enemies by now. Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to Nilou.
I've always liked observing all kinds of people, and Setaria has always stood out from the crowd. She was born in the desert, and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the Academia, and also gave her the opportunity to serve as the sage's assistant.
Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special then. Paimon feels like most of the desert dwellers around the city are working as mercenaries.
The name Setaria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky. Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's dazzling light. Soon after, the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters. The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up part of the night sky? But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
From the sound of it, Setaria's just hung up on the research opportunities here. But she doesn't really support the Academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right? She's just running away from her problems.
Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, many people will simply plug their ears and go with the flow until the problem can't be fixed anymore. She's suppressing a lot of guilt, but before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice. She can't deny her part in their schemes anymore. Right. We must somehow make her face her problems again. That way, not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also use it as an opportunity to redeem herself. From my past observations, Setaria will take a day off from the Academia every 10 days to do some shopping in the city. Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. That'll be our chance. To prepare, let's go check out some of her favorite spots, and have a quick chat with a few of the vendors there.
What was the name of the quest? Oh, I need to wait for daily reset. Okay.
Just let me know if you ever find yourself in a pinch. I can help you out.
Alright, well, I think I'm going to call it here. I think this is a good spot to end it. Oops, sorry. But yeah, so we'll call it here. That was good story. It felt very repetitive, but I think that was kind of the point. But yeah, you know, that, like I said, it was fun. I kind of like the happy ending. I like the ending. The ending was good. I definitely enjoyed the ending. Yeah, so tomorrow is, I think it's Final Fantasy tomorrow, isn't it? Let me check. Yes, tomorrow is more Final Fantasy random lock. We're going to be heading north from Arcadia, or north towards Arcadia. So we're gonna, hopefully, there's actually quite a bit to do, especially hitting up Bon Coast, which is a very important area. Hopefully it'll also level us up a bit, because once I hit 40, a lot of things open. And I mean a lot. Like, I can probably get a couple more Espers. I'm definitely excited. Maybe tomorrow I might even be able to get those Espers. One of them is a bit annoying to get, but, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm going to call it here. So with that said, my name is Daimien Kamiya. I'm the Omni King, and be you friend, foe, or member of the Omni Council, I'm going to see you later. Goodbye, everyone.